Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're digging into GitHub Copilot, the AI tool that's completely shaking up how software gets written. We're going to get into how it works, what it really means for developers, and of course, the huge legal mess it's stirring up.
All right, let's jump right in. Here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll cover what Copilot actually is. Then, we'll look under the hood at the AI making it all happen. After that, we'll dive into that big copyright debate, see what this all means for programmers in their day-to-day, and finally, zoom out to look at the future of programming itself.
Okay, so first things first, what exactly is GitHub Copilot, and why is pretty much everyone in the tech world talking about it?
The best way to think about it is like this. You know how your email tries to finish your sentences for you? We've all seen that. Well, imagine taking that exact same idea, but blowing it up for computer programming. We're not talking about just a few words. We're talking about whole chunks of complex, ready-to-use code.
So at its core, Copilot is designed to be your AI coding partner. It sits right inside your editor and watches what you're doing. It's not just guessing randomly, it's looking at the language you're using, the functions you've already written, and even your comments to figure out what you're trying to do and give you super relevant suggestions. And look, this is why it's such a game changer. It's not just a neat little trick. By taking care of all the boring, repetitive grunt work, the stuff programmers hate, it frees up their mental energy to focus on the hard stuff. You know, the actual creative problem solving and big picture thinking. It just makes everything faster.
So, how in the world does this thing actually pull this off? Let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the magic that makes it all work.
The engine running the whole show is something called a large language model, or LLM for short. Now, this is the same kind of technology that powers those really advanced AI chatbots that can write an essay or have a full-on conversation. This one's just been trained to be an expert in the language of code. The whole process really breaks down into 3 key steps. First, there's the training. The AI has basically read billions upon billions of lines of public code from places like GitHub, so it's seen almost every coding problem imaginable. Then, as you're typing, it analyzes your specific context. And finally, it puts those 2 things together to make a really, really good guess about what code you're going to need next.
Let's make this super simple. Imagine you're a developer and you write a comment in your code that says what you want to do next. For Copilot, that's not just a note to yourself. It's a direct command. It's a prompt telling the AI what you want to build.
And based on that one little comment, because it's seen this exact pattern thousands, maybe millions of times before, Copilot can just instantly generate the entire perfectly correct function. It's not thinking like a human, it's just pattern matching on an absolutely massive scale.
And right there, that ability to just regenerate code it's seen before is where things get really complicated. It leads us straight into the biggest, thorniest debate around this tool, the copyright conundrum. I mean, this is the big unanswered question, right? When code just pops into existence like that, who actually owns it? Is it the developer who accepted the suggestion? Is it Microsoft for building the tool? Or do the thousands of original programmers whose code was used for training have a claim? It's a total legal gray area.
The core problem here is that this brand new technology is slamming right into old legal ideas. Copyright law was built for human authors, not AI. A lot of the training data came from open source projects that have very specific rules about giving credit, which an AI doesn't do. And nobody knows if this AI-generated code is legally a derivative work of its training data. The courts are going to have to figure all this out.
So, where do things stand today? Well, officially, Microsoft and GitHub are putting the responsibility squarely on the developer. They're basically saying, hey, you're the one using the code, so you're responsible for it. They have built in some safety features, but the real answers are going to come from the courts. There are already lawsuits in motion, and however they turn out will likely set the rules for all AI-generated stuff, not just code.
Okay, enough legal theory. Let's get back to the practical side. What's it actually like for a developer to use a tool like this every single day?
It's really a double-edged sword. On one hand, the productivity boost is just insane. It's also an amazing way to learn new things, but on the other hand, there are real dangers. The AI can and does suggest code that's buggy, slow, or even has major security flaws. And then there's the bigger fear. If you rely on it too much, do your own skills start to get rusty? And that really gets to the heart of it for anyone using Copilot right now. You can't just turn your brain off and let the AI drive. The developer has to be the pilot, the final editor, the quality control expert. You absolutely have to keep a human in the loop to check everything the AI suggests.
So, where is all this headed? Because tools like Copilot are more than just a new feature in an editor.
They seem to be fundamentally changing the definition of what a programmer even is.
For decades, the job has been seen as being a code writer, someone who sits down and, line by line, manually types out instructions for a computer.
But that's shifting. The role is becoming something more like a code orchestrator, someone who guides powerful AI tools, directs them, and assembles the pieces they generate into a finished product.
So what does that actually look like? Well, it means a lot more time spent on big-picture design and architecture. It means your main job becomes validating, testing, and refining what the AI gives you. You're less of a creator starting from a blank page and more of an expert editor, ensuring the final result is secure, efficient, and high quality.
So to wrap it all up, Copilot is this incredibly powerful tool that's pushing development forward at a crazy speed. But at the same time, it's forcing us to have some really deep conversations about what authorship, creativity, and even expertise really mean in the age of AI.
And that leaves us with this one big question to chew on. As AI gets better and better at doing the writing, what is the new irreplaceable role of the human creator? Thanks for watching.